Now there are plenty of solutions out there. If you get stuck, if you don't know what to do, well, Google is always there. These search engines are there to be used. There is almost no question that I don't get some answer to thanks to Google these days. If I want to know the answer, I just go to Google. Right? That's all that's necessary. And you can just pose the question. So let's say you're looking for best video editing software. Well, I'm right here. Best. Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. Check it out. Google's helpful because if anybody else has ever typed in the same thing at some point, it's going to try to guess what you're looking for. Video editing software. Here are my results. And I got a ton of different results that I can look through. I can find a name here, then go back to my CNET, search for this particular name right here, see what they have to say about it. Very easy. Google as well. You just pose, let's say I want to know how many, let's say feet. There you go. How many feet in a mile? And there's my answer right there. And you don't really need to pose the question like you're talking to a person because you're not. It's a machine that is just using what you put in to enter results. But as they've accumulated these results over time, people typically will ask the question as they would ask it to a person. So however you type it in, it's not really going to matter. But if you're ever stuck, if you're ever looking for answers, if you want to know where a key or what key combination you can use in Word to insert special characters, type it into Google. You're going to find an answer. It might not be the right answer, or you may need to flip through a couple of different sites to find the right answer, but you're going to get a starting point. So if you're ever stuck, never forget that you have this enormously wide web of answers in information. You often have to sort through that information, but don't get stuck. Ask the question to Google at the very least and see what Google can bring back for you. That's going to resolve many of your troubleshooting issues. If you've got trouble and you have access to the internet, well, you're going to be able to find most of your answers. But one thing that you should, if you're not already doing, basically make copies. I've got all this stuff in this particular file. I can highlight everything if I like. Right click and copy, or Control C on your keyboard. And then to whatever drive that is, your computer listing over here will show your flash drive will be plugged in. It'll be one of these items, and you'll just right click on it and then paste. And so you paste it onto that flash drive, and that's just making a copy. Making a backup is making a copy. I usually keep, I don't know, a good 2 or 3 backups at a minimum of everything. And so I'll have a local backup backed up on, say, a flash drive or burnt to a disk. I will also then back it up to a cloud, for example, a cloud backup, and there are automated systems. Carbonite is one of them. Carbonite is an online cloud backup service that you pay for, and it's relatively inexpensive, but it backs up your work constantly if you like. I mean, you can tell it how you want it to back it up, but it's backing it up to a cloud, which again is just a machine somewhere else on the planet Earth, but then you have a backup that's separated from you. So if you lose your computer completely or anything else locally, you have a backup somewhere else. You can use Google Drive to do this. You can use Dropbox, any number of online services to back your information up remotely or away from your machine, which is the best situation. You don't want to keep all your backups in one location because if something catastrophic should happen, all of that will be gone. Every backup, if all your backups are in your house and your house burns to the ground, you've lost all your backups. However, if they're backing up somewhere else, well, again, that's just one more safety measure for you. Now, Carbonite does it on its own. As I was demonstrating, this is all me manually copying and pasting, and that may be all that is necessary for you. You can set reminders to have yourself do this, copy and paste, create backups. But you can also use any number of different software packages to automate this product or process. One that I use that I like a lot is this F Backup, and it's another one that's free. You can download it right here from CNET once again, and the F Backup will allow you to schedule backups, and they'll perform on their own. We'll give you little error reports if something should go wrong, but it'll create that backup for you. And once you get it started, you can tell it to back up locally. You can tell it to back up to a network drive. A lot of different things that you can specify and automate using software such as FBackup. So it's important to remember that there's very little you can do to your computer during the operation of your computer that cannot be undone. Again, you don't want to be haphazardly clicking around, downloading this, that, or the other. Every time you see a link, following it. You always want to make sure you understand what you're downloading, you understand what you're doing, understand what you're reading, and what you're agreeing to. But mostly, it can be undone, and you'll enjoy the operation of your computer more. I think what happens most of all is we'll get in a hurry, and you'll see something that looks good, I need it now, and you'll click through it, and maybe it is. A lot of times what you'll have done is downloaded something that you weren't prepared for, or added something to your toolbar, something that you weren't looking for, but in a hurry you went ahead and said yes. So just be sure to read some of that, and your troubleshooting will be a lot easier.